What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2002 movie Treasure Planet. So this movie is directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, who also directed Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Hercules, and some other Disney movies. And in this movie, when space galleon cowboy Jim Hawkins discovers a map to an intergalactic loot of 1,000 worlds, a cyborg cook named John Silver teaches him to battle supernovas and space storms, but soon Jim realizes Silver is a pirate intent on mutiny. So this movie is pretty fun. It's not one of my most favorite Disney movies. It never has been, but I think it's an okay movie. It has some pretty likable characters, especially John Silver. I think he's one of the highlights of the movie, but Jim Hawkins is a pretty likable lead character. And I think the voice casts are great in here. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emma Thompson, Laurie Metcalf, and a bunch of other people. They're the ones that I remember the most out of the voice cast, but everybody does a good job with them. Martin Short's in here too as a comedic relief robot and everything. He's kind of annoying though. He's one of the more annoying comedic relief characters in a Disney movie and everything, but Martin Short does a decent enough job. And I think most of the animation looks really gorgeous, especially the 2D animation look of the characters and stuff, but I don't really like how it blends the 2D animated characters with the CGI backgrounds and stuff, because it just doesn't look as good. And everything, because it just feels dated and stuff. Cause in the early 2000s, a lot of there was a lot of traditional animated movies with computer animated backgrounds, and a lot of them to me just look really dated and stuff nowadays and everything. And this is definitely one of the ones that does. And I've never been a huge fan of this movie and everything. It's got some pacing issues and everything for me. Like, the beginning of the movie is too rushed, and then it slows way down for the middle of it and everything. But it's not slowed down enough that it isn't entertaining or anything, but it does slow down. And then the ending feels rushed and everything. So like the pacing just was a little bit all over the place in here. And I don't love this movie like a lot of people do. A lot of people say it's one of the most underrated Disney movies, and I remember when this one came out, they released it the same weekend as Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Gangs of New York, so it didn't really stand a chance in the box office and everything. I didn't know any kids that wanted to see it, and the kids that did see it just thought it was okay and stuff, so it was just never one that I've really got that into. And I've tried to rewatch it a few times over the years, and it has grown on me a little bit, but it's not one of my favorites, and it's not one that when I want to watch a Disney movie, this is definitely not going to be one of the ones I go to and everything. And especially even out of the 2000s decade, the 2000s decade is one of the weakest decades for Disney's movies and stuff and everything. Aside from The Emperor's New Groove and Lilo and Stitch, those were really and The Princess and the Frog, those were the three biggest gems of that decade for Disney. And this one is one of their biggest bombs of all time. In fact, I think it was their biggest flop until Home on the Range came out a couple years later, and I think that one took over. But and everything, I think that one's even been beat out by movies in recent years, because the Disney movies just been flopping right and left lately. But yeah, so all in all, I think Treasure Planet is an okay time. It's not a super great movie. It's not like anything groundbreaking or anything, but it's a fun time. And it's never been one of my favorite movies, but it's enjoyable enough that I can watch it and not be like super bored by it or anything. But there are other Disney movies I would rather watch than this one for sure. So I'd say I'd give Treasure Planet a C. It's an okay movie, but not anything super special. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Treasure Planet, and I hope you enjoyed this video.